Well, hello. Welcome to Let's Talk Tech. I'm Debbie Dotson, and I am so happy to be here and with, hi, Cheryl.
Debbie, I've heard that there are going to be some exciting shows coming up this season. And starting with today's episode, which is all about the future of technology and how it relates to seniors. There's so much information that this is going to be covered over 2 shows, over 2 months. This is absolutely incredible and extremely exciting.
Well, thanks for a great segue into that. But yes, I had the opportunity to attend the Consumer Electronics Show. It's called CES in Las Vegas early this year. And it was phenomenal. The age-related technology that's coming was just mind-boggling and will help our seniors as we age, the older adults, in so many ways. And there was so much there. It was like Disneyland for tech people. And there was so much there, it's more than I can even cover in 1 episode, and maybe even more than 2. We'll see how it goes. I'm interviewing people, I'm going to talk about specific products, and it was amazing. So stay tuned as I discuss some innovations that are pretty amazing.
Are you retired or almost retired, but worried? Worried about inflation, today's unstable markets, worried about your investments, wondering if you could count on them to provide the income you need as long as you need it? Well, stop worrying and rest easy, knowing there is a better, smarter way to invest once you're retired or getting close to it. A way strategically designed to protect your principal and generate lifelong income regardless of market conditions. Learn more today by calling Pacific Financial Planners, your source for a stress-free retirement.
Well, welcome back. As I just mentioned, I was fortunate to attend CES, the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas. This is one of the largest events highlighting consumer technology with 135,000 attendees in 2024. This conference has been held for over 40 years, and for someone like me, it was like a visit to Disneyland. I could only see a small fraction of the phenomenal products that were there to improve our lives. I was particularly interested in vision and hearing options and telehealth. One of the things I saw was Celico's iCane AR, and that's an innovation that's coming soon. It is a smart glasses-related solution for age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. The glasses use high-resolution imagery via a small 4K camera coupled with augmented reality. Yeah, that sounds crazy. And that produces an enhancement of the user's surrounding, helping them to see more than they would without those glasses. Another product that they offer is an electronic eye implant, and that's simply amazing. This is a startup company, and it's being accelerated by Samsung, which really provides immense credibility to their product. Lots and lots of wows for this one, and I can't wait till it's fully on the market for those with AMD. Another product that I saw and immediately was intrigued by was Glide. Glide is a device for the sight impaired, and I stopped by and I spoke to the Glidance representative and I got a live demo. Glidance has earned a spot in the Robot Report's top 10 robots seen at CES 2024 list. With seamless guidance and informed travel, Glide emboldens the user to set a destination, and then the device takes care of the rest. No more worrying about obstacles or collisions. Glide keeps you on a safe path, and it prevents you from unintended bumps while providing you with real-time information about your surroundings, ensuring you stay aware and informed using a small integrated speaker system. The user can control it by gently pushing it forward at your own pace. This design enhances the experience and significantly reduces the weight and power requirements, which makes it a more cost-effective solution. It incorporates robotics, sensors, and software, providing a balance of support and independence for the user. With an ergonomical design, it is customizable. It includes haptic and audio feedback, so those with vision loss or impairment can enjoy a safe walking experience. Very, very cool, lots of wows. Moving on to the important topic of hearing. And if you are one of the millions experiencing hearing loss, traditional hearing aids often fall short. So this next item was very cool, and another one that gets wows. Xander glasses, a revolutionary approach using tiny microphones and advanced speech recognition. These smart glasses display real-time captions directly in the wearer's field of view, offering a discreet and convenient solution for clear communication in any environment. So the glasses help you hear through reading. ClearSense Audio has a CES Innovation Award-winning MP Wave technology, and that's an innovative mobile application that goes beyond simple hearing aid functions to help alleviate hearing impairments, and it helps even the general public hear desired sounds clearly in noisy environments. It uses your smartphone and earphones to selectively eliminate noise and turns them into a hearing assistant that offers clean sound, focus on speech without distortion. This deserves a few wows. JVC Hearing Aids now offers its FDA-cleared, self-fitting, over-the-counter hearing aids. JVC's hearing aids feature a clinical-grade hearing technology and an in-app hearing check for personalized tuning. They also offer live support from hearing professionals via their tuned mobile app. I checked the price, and it appears this option is a lot less than many hearing aids now, so I'm giving it a wow until I hear a real user experience. Next is an interesting app. It's called WISP, and it's a language-independent AI technology and a calling app that converts whispered speech and vocal cord impaired speech into clear and natural voice of your choice without delay. With the WISP app, you can reach anyone you want on their mobile or fixed number. The other person does not have to download the app, and it's free for them to use. I thought this was a very user-friendly option and helpful, earning it a few wows as well. FaceHeart from Asia is an AI facial recognition system that can monitor vital health signs remotely via video measurement software. Results are provided within 40 to 60 seconds and require no physical contact. It uses a webcam or a camera in your mobile device. This is beneficial for use in telemedicine with the ability to track a person's stress levels and vital signs, and allows critical decision-making by healthcare providers and offers predictive medical monitoring. FaceHeart won the CES 2024 Innovation Award in Digital Health. Another company I saw was Withings from France. They offer multiple devices, such as their BPM Connect, which is a small, portable blood pressure cuff and provides readings to your smartphone via an app. They have a line of smartwatches that help with sleep, activity, and heart health monitoring with the metrics collected 24/7. They also have a product called BMO, and it looks like a small candy bar, but it's a 4-in-1 thermometer capable of an EKG, oximeter, and stethoscope that can support telemedicine visits. BMO was something on my list for sure, and it gets a big wow. They also have a smart scale that integrates a clinically validated EKG, which also provides you with actionable data that helps you monitor your health, weight, and even more. So there was an app product called Anura from Neurologic, and it was featured on CNN's The Next Frontier show last year. The app uses the camera on your mobile device to assess your general wellness and can provide medical-grade measurements from a 30-second selfie created through a video. So I tried the light version, which is free, of the app. It does have a disclaimer, though, for investigational purposes only. Yikes. At the time I used it, it said my mental stress index was 3.5 out of 5, my facial skin age was far too close to the real thing, and my overall wellness score was 70, with 80 and above being the best. The next time I tried it, my face age did go down by 3 years, good, but my overall stress was 3.7, and my wellness went up to 76. Okay, maybe it has some value, but as a free app, it's worth trying. The paid version is much more robust, but it's more for being cognizant of your health for diagnostic purposes. They also offer a product called Magic Mirror, which is a similar concept, for use in a medical setting. And I'm still on the fence about it. I kind of want to give it a while, but I'm not sure yet. But it's worth taking a look, and we're showing it on the screen. Seniors can effectively use technology in everyday life.
Hoarding is a complicated subject, but it's something that can quickly become dangerous. Stockpiling items like newspapers, clothes, receipts, or more become unmanageable amounts of clutter, which develops into health and safety risks. The clutter becomes unsanitary and often full of flammable objects. If you or someone you know might be struggling with a hoarding disorder, contact Laguna Woods Village Social Services. Help keep your community safe and healthy by disposing of unwanted, unused, and unnecessary items.
Well, hello, welcome back to the show. With me right now is Heather Nickerson with a company called Artifacts. And when I was at the CES show, I saw their booth within the Age Tech Collaborative, and I was just fascinated by the service that they offer. So welcome, Heather. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how Artifacts got started?
Sure, great. Thank you so much, Debbie, for having us on this afternoon. Super excited to be here and talking with you. So as you know, my name is Heather Nickerson, co-founder and CEO of Artifacts. And Artifacts started with a very simple idea born out of grief. 7 years ago, I lost my mother, and it was very unexpected, very out of the blue. And as the eldest and only girl, I inherited 6,000 square feet of stuff. And brothers who said, good luck with that. Let us know how it goes and don't throw out anything important, which is really hard to do when stuff can't talk. And my mother was our family keeper. She had all the histories and the stories and the memories inside her head. And she was no longer there to tell us what was what, or even what she wanted us to do with it. So after 7 months of trying to figure out what on earth was this object, am I supposed to keep it, donate it, sell it? And if I'm supposed to keep it, why does it matter? What's the story behind it? Why is it important to our family? So I figured if I was going through this, and we all thought my mom was pretty well prepared, she had an estate plan, she had those like financial and those things taken care of, but if she had done all that, and yet I was still dealing with this, there had to be others in the same boat. And that's how we started Artifacts.
This bike was custom built for me. It's based on a bike that was my dad's.
This biscuit recipe was nearly lost.
This was my great-grandfather's book. When we show it, when we artifact it, it has the ability to continue to live beyond us.
Well, and that's kind of what drew me to the whole idea, because I was there and I thought, oh my gosh, I can see. I did the same thing. My in-laws, they passed away later, but we had to move them from the house they'd lived in for 57 years and get rid of all these things that had all this sentimental value. And my mother-in-law had a stroke, so she had aphasia and wasn't able to articulate. You know, she could shake her head, yes or no. But it was so tough. And we were moving them to this tiny apartment. And so that's why when I saw Artifacts, I thought our community would benefit so greatly for knowing about this. And because a lot of us have been in the same boat, either with parents or we have our adult parents still with us, thankfully, or whatever it might be. So tell me a little bit about how someone would go about, what's kind of the short process of what you would do to get started.
Sure. We like to say, if you can email, you can artifact. So we do have our website, and then we also have our app. So you on either web or app, all you need to do is first pick an object. And that's usually the hardest thing. What do you want to artifact first? It could be a piece of jewelry. It could be a favorite photograph. It could be a piece of furniture, you name it. Anything that has meaning to you, but pick the object, then take a photo. Does not have to be the world's best photo. Just take a photo documenting the object. You can choose to add audio and video as well, but you don't have to. And then simply add a story. And when we say story, it could be 5 words. My mother gave me this, end of story. It could be 5 paragraphs. You can always go back and edit over time. But once you've added the story, couple of other small details, you click save, you're done. You've now made an artifact. It's that.
Okay. So that's so easy. So then when that's done, it's on, what's the vehicle that people could see it on?
Yeah. So once you've done that, you click save, you made an artifact. We now securely and privately store that in our cloud. So we use the AWS cloud, and we have not just one cloud private server, but two, one in the US and one overseas in Ireland, to ensure there's always redundancy and backup, and to ensure your artifacts are safe and secure. So how people view their artifacts, you can go to the app and pull up your collection. Myself, I have over 300 artifacts, so I can scroll through, I can sort by category, I can sort by tag, I can sort by the text I have in the story. You could also go to our website and view your artifacts either in your timeline. So one of our really fun features is that when you make an artifact, if you add a date to it, we automatically populate a timeline for you of your artifacts. We also on the website have a book view, a flip book view. So you can go kind of like looking through like a catalog of all of your artifacts. So there's a lot of ways you can view and interact with them. It just really depends how you want to and essentially where you are. Are you visiting friends and relatives and you have your phone or tablet? Great, pull up the app. Are you at home showing the grandkids your entire collection? Great, pull it up on your desktop. Totally up to you.
Well, that's true. And of course, you could cast from your phone up to a large screen and it would be huge. So that brings up an interesting point that I had for a little bit later in our conversation, but it comes on that. So what happens to your artifact website account upon the inevitable? And how long does it last? For like how many centuries from now your heirs and their kids and kids and kids can watch it?
We would love to think so. And one thing I want to note up front, just very clear, is that we at Artifacts, we are always private by default, and you are always in control of everything you put into our system, including the copyright. We don't retain any rights to what you put into your artifacts. It's all yours. So with that said, we also, when you make your account, we prompt you to create 2 legacy contacts, primary and secondary. And this is really important. The same way that your physical stuff has to go somewhere when we're no longer here, your artifacts are no different. We want to ensure that they're never lost in cyberspace. So if you choose your legacy contacts, primary and secondary, something happens to you. Your primary is the first one notified, and they can choose to either keep your account active and online for as long as or you all have decided you want to keep it online and active. They could also choose to essentially memorialize your account. We have an in remembrance feature, which think of that as kind of hitting the stop button on your artifacts and they stay in remembrance. And there's also the option you can download your entire collection at any time or a single artifact. And you don't have to be no longer here to use the download feature. That's again, because we put you in control of your data and your artifacts, at any point you can choose to download. And when you create an artifact, we don't compress your files. So unlike some other online platforms, if you upload a high-res photo or you upload a video, other platforms may give you a teeny tiny thumbnail. And you're like, what is that? I don't even know what that is anymore. With Artifacts, you download the original. So if you do choose to download and you have video and audio, you get the original. You get grandma and grandpa telling you their story in their voice or on camera, whatever that happens to be. So we've worked really hard to ensure that, again, what you put into Artifacts, it's very easy to get out of Artifacts. And it's also very easy to pass down to the next generation.
That's exactly, because that was one of the questions in my own mind was, because obviously we're preparing this for future generations, but what happens if somebody doesn't pay for it, or where does it go? Does it live in cyberspace? How would someone find it, going forward? So that's, I like the idea that it can be downloaded, because just as a security measure, and then you bring up a great point about privacy, because that's something I push on this show is, security, privacy, being online. Amazon AWS is a great cloud storage for sure, used by huge corporations all over the world. So
and even the federal government.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So I mean, that's a secure one. And then, so we all like to save money, but we also like to have cool things like this. So what is it? So I know you have a free option and it has limitations. Of course, everybody has some like free thing, but what is an average monthly cost for this service?
Yep. So we do have free. Your first 5 artifacts are always free. And really the only limitation is you can't get the free valuation with your artifacts and you can't collaborate with others. But we've really tried to supercharge the free version to ensure that cost is not a barrier to entry when you're trying to create a digital legacy and preserve your family history and stories. But after the free option, we then have 2 paid options. The first is $45 a month, and you get 30 artifacts and a single account. The second option, which over 95% of our members choose, is our unlimited option. So with Artifacts Unlimited, you get unlimited artifacts, but you also get 4 accounts. And this is really interesting because typically you buy 1 for yourself, and then you have 3 to give away. So you can give them to parents, to children, to siblings, to cousins, to friends, you name it. We have a lot of folks in the family history and genealogy community who love to artifact with their cousins. And so they keep 1 account for themselves and they give it out and say, all right, cousins, we're going to like essentially crowdsource using your family as the crowd, but crowdsource a lot of your family history and some of the oral histories and stories that, you know, you may not think to ask until it's too late.
Right. Well, and that's kind of another thing about that I thought about with artifacts is kind of goes hand in hand with the genealogy thing where people are collaborating and, you know, creating that family history. And even in this community recently, and there was a class that was given about, you know, memorializing your life life story type of thing. So all these things sort of play together in my mind. So really that, I mean, I think for the majority of the people, you know, that are considering what to do with this, where they're downsizing, or they just want to make sure that they do have information for their family for the future, you know, upon their passing, I think this is a great option. It was something I never even thought about in the past. So it's kind of cool. I was one of the things I had seen was, you know, writing your story. You know, there was an annual thing where they would send you certain questions every month and you would answer them and it became your life story. But this would be a great hand in hand type of thing because now you have the visual, you have a multimedia presentation of your life. And you know, and it's interesting because when you do go to like someone's memorial or something, you know, they always have the PowerPoint. What would it be like to actually see pieces of their life? Like I have a little cigar box filled with things from my childhood. And if somebody found that from my family and opened it, I don't think I've ever shared what those things were with anybody in my family. So, you know, Ellen, your partner, was kind enough. She set me up with an account, and I'm going to, as soon as I have a minute, I'm going to start trying this out. And my husband has these pictures that mean something to him from years ago, and they're huge. And I said, we've got. That would be something we would want to do. So we're going to give it a test drive.
I love that. And we say all the time, Debbie, that stuff can't talk. Photos can't talk and stuff can't talk. And you think about, you were talking about your box, your collection, your cigar box, right? You think about when we go to museums. We go to museums today and we view other people's old stuff. And we try to piece together, what is the story? What is the significance? And back in the day, those items probably were just everyday items. But because now they're 300, 400, 500 years old, they have meaning and significance to us. So our whole premise is that we're alive today. We are here and we all have stories. We might as well take a chance to tell the stories behind our stuff because at the end of the day, our stuff is still going to be here. There is no magic disappearing stuff wand when we go. So
this is our own personal museum.
Exactly, it is the museum to humanity, and
it's our own museum.
Interesting things.
Well, thank you so much for your time today. Again, this is fascinating product that I hadn't really considered before I saw you. So it was fortuitous that we connected there, and I'm so glad that you were able to be with me today. So thank you so much, and I wish you and the company great success.
Great. Thank you so much, Debbie. I appreciate that.
All righty. Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Wow. So The experience of attending CES and plunging into a sea of innovation is nothing short of awe-inspiring for me. It was an incredible experience. The boundless creativity within the tech industry underscores the commitment to addressing the diverse needs of society. One particularly noteworthy theme that emerged from this year's event is the remarkable progress in age tech. The emphasis on age tech not only reflects a growing awareness of the unique challenges faced by older adults, but also highlights the power of technology in creating these inclusive solutions. I can't wait to go next year and spend a lot more time there. So thank you for joining me, and it's my pleasure to be your host. Thank you.